I found my late husband's journal, and now I understand why he always locked the bathroom door. John died 6 months ago from a heart attack at 42. We'd been married for 7 years minus no kids, just us and our rescue dog Charlie. His death left me with a beautiful house filled with memories and a hole in my life I've been trying to fill by finally tackling the home renovations we'd always planned. Last week I was tearing out the old vanity in our master bathroom when I found it minus a small leather-bound journal wedged in the back of the cabinet. The first page simply said, "My secret," in John's unmistakable handwriting. I almost didn't read it. John was a private person, the kind of man who always locked the bathroom door even when showering. I used to tease him about it, calling him my modest husband. He'd laugh it off, saying he just liked his privacy. But grief makes you selfish. I needed something of him that I hadn't already replayed in my mind 1,000 times. The journal wasn't what I expected. It wasn't filled with dark secrets or confessions. Instead, it was pages and pages of poetry, minus beautiful, raw, emotional poetry that John had been writing for years. Today I cried in the shower again. One entry began, "Not because I am sad, but because I am terrified of being seen, of being known completely, even by her." I sat on the bathroom floor surrounded by demolished cabinetry, reading about my husband's inner world that he'd kept hidden from me, his fears of inadequacy, his moments of overwhelming emotion, his belief that men weren't supposed to feel so deeply. "I locked the door not to keep her out," he wrote, "but to keep myself in, to contain the parts of me that feel too much that might scare her away if she saw them unleashed." I never knew. In 7 years, I never knew that my strong, steady husband, the man who fixed everything, who never complained, who made me feel safe, was wrestling with such vulnerability. He wrote about crying in the shower after his mother died, about panic attacks he hid from me, about how he practiced his everything's fine face in the mirror, and he wrote about how much he loved me, pages and pages about how watching me sleep made him feel like the luckiest man alive. "I want to be the man she thinks I am," he wrote, "the man who isn't broken by the smallest things, the man who doesn't need to hide behind locked doors to fall apart." But the most heartbreaking entry was from just 2 weeks before he died. "Maybe someday I'll show her these pages. Maybe someday I'll unlock more than just the bathroom door." He never got the chance. I called his best friend Mike that night, asking if he knew about John's writing. The long pause told me everything. He showed me a few poems once. Mike finally said, "Made me swear never to tell anyone. Said men in his family didn't do poetry. His dad would have called it sissy stuff, but he was really good. Kate Prex is good." Yesterday I received a call from a literary journal. I'd sent them a few of John's poems with a short note explaining the circumstances. The editor was in tears. "These are extraordinary," she said. "We'd like to publish a selection if you were willing. Tonight I'll sit in our bathroom, door unlocked, vulnerability on display, and write John a letter he'll never read. I'll tell him I wish he'd shown me his tears, his fears, his beautiful words. I'll tell him that I loved all of him, minus not just the parts he thought were acceptable to share. And tomorrow I'll start renovating our bathroom. I'm removing the lock on the door, minus a small gesture for a man who can no longer use it. A reminder to myself that some barriers shouldn't exist between people who love each other. I just wish I'd known sooner that my husband wasn't just locking the door. He was locking away the most beautiful parts of himself."